Good morning. Welcome back to another video today. I am talking all about what the first quarter was like, which is crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. I also have some tips and tricks that I use to get through and to somehow make A's in nursing school. And guys, if you are new here, warm welcomes to you. My name is Candace. I am a mom of 5, 4 girls and a little boy, and I am documenting my journey through nursing school. Let's get right into this video, guys. I'm 2 days away from the start of my second quarter for my BSN program. And so basically, I just wanted to come on here right quick and kind of give a rundown on how first semester went and just some things that I learned and some tips and tricks and things that I don't want to do again and things that I will do again. Because it was quite the learning curve, and it's harder to find videos about how to juggle nursing school and be a mom at the same time and work at the same time for those that do. The hardest part about nursing school was not nursing school itself. So being a mom and working, the hardest thing was scheduling. My best advice is get your schedule planned out before you even start. So you may not have your full school schedule, but try to schedule out work and just childcare and kind of have all those plans, even if it's tentative, somewhat laid out for you, because that was really, really difficult for me. And basically the most planning that I could do, because I knew that I needed to do that, was work on my work schedule. So I changed my schedule to Friday, Saturdays. I work in an ER overnight. And so I changed my schedule to work Friday and Saturday nights so that I knew I wanted Sundays to be open as a transition, but I also wanted to, I have to work to pay for nursing school, unfortunately. I mean, it's not unfortunate. I'm glad that I can do it. But I knew that I needed to be able to schedule myself as much as possible without work scheduling me. So when I left that whole Monday through Thursday open, that means I can pick up wherever I need to and make that work for my schedule. I highly recommend either working a job that's PRN so that you can make your schedule and you're not stuck in a specific schedule, or even working part-time so that you can kind of pick up and again, not get stuck in a routine schedule that you can't kind of change and modify when you need to. The second thing outside of scheduling is your kids. So a lot of kids right now are doing virtual learning, as mine are. My older 4 are doing virtual learning. And oh man, so guys, virtual learning is hard in and of itself, but kids, especially the younger ones, need a lot of guidance and care and things like that. So if you have someone that can come in and help with that, I did not have that, but I basically had to try to, I was able to take some time before my classes started to make sure that they were in a good routine and knew how to log in, how to do their work. And then I was able to make sure that whenever I got messages and stuff like that from the teachers that I needed to give to them, like if I was at school or something, then I would oftentimes relay that message to my oldest daughter, who's she's older, and so she's able to go and let the little ones know, like, hey, you guys need to log on here, you need to log off here, you need to do this, that, and other, because y'all, virtual learning, whole nother level of interesting. So scheduling, make sure you have your schedule together for work, and then make sure you have your kids' schedule together as much as possible. So I don't really have, I can show you guys, I'll insert a clip of the scheduling boards that I made for my kids, which have been modified a gazillion times since we started. I'm not even gonna lie about that, but they each have schedules. And so it was really important for me to make sure that they were able to have a visual that they could follow, because I know that I'm busy and I don't want them suffering because I chose to go to school. They didn't choose for me to do this, right? So I wanted to make sure that they were able to live their best life too. And so basically they have a schedule that they follow, And it includes, I mean, everything from wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, to these are the things that I need you guys to do today. So you might need to do laundry today, or I might need you to focus on cleaning your room today. Whatever, you guys get it. That is so helpful. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to go check on the kids because the teacher just sent a message. So that's how it goes. I mean, it's this is how it goes. All right, so the next thing that this probably should be like the most important tip. If you have a husband, fiance, boyfriend, significant, whatever, that you guys are doing this together, you have to be a team. There's just no other way to say this, because I've watched the struggle in my own home and the tension back and forth, and whether you're a team or not, this is going to be difficult, and it's going to be an adjustment. Guys, it is so hard, and it's usually harder for the other person because, you know, we're right there in it and we're doing it, and they may not always understand the sacrifices and the things that you're having to do, and the house may not be as clean as you want it, or dinner may not be homemade every single night. I don't know, but basically try to balance things out so that things that are important are still getting done, and other things that may be able to get put back a little bit, those things are prioritized. So make sure you have your support team and you guys get a plan together, and know that that plan is going to be modified constantly as you guys figure out what works, what doesn't work for you, and that's okay. So the next thing, guys, is study time. Studying with children, studying in itself is difficult, but trying to find time to study and be a mom is almost a joke. So, guys, I don't even know how I did it. A lot of my studying ended up being really, really late at night, and that's just one of the things that I had to do and be okay with. So I went to school during the day and went to work at night, did a lot of studying at work whenever I could. And when I was not at work, I was staying up late at home studying. You're not going to get into a lot of study time. I'm going to tell you this right now. You're not going to get as much study time as your average person who does not have children or who is not working. Let's just get that out there, okay? You're going to have to work maybe a little bit harder. That's okay. But that's where the next thing comes into play. That's really, really important, is to have really good study techniques so that you're not sitting there, you know, wasting time per se, because you don't have time to waste. You just don't. So what got you through between like prereqs and now is going to change. So you may be able to, before, you know, study for that math test or that science test the night before and get up and go take the test the next day and be good. That doesn't work in nursing school, guys. It just doesn't. So for me, second semester is starting. So this is what I do for each of my, I don't know if you guys can see this. So I take each of my classes and I do notebooks for each class. And basically this is just the front page of my syllabus. And so I print the front page of the syllabus. Well, I print the whole syllabus. Please always print the syllabus for your classes. And I put that front page with all the information, like the teacher's information, everything about the course times, everything like that it's usually on the front page of your syllabus. I take that and I slide it into this little clear part in the binder. And so I do that for each of my classes. Then the next thing I have organized is going to be my schedule. So that's the first thing that I have when I open up my notebooks. It's the schedule for the quarter. And then I have it color coded by assignments. Exams are going to stand out, right? Exams and quizzes. And my dates. And so it's very, very, very important to get this done as soon as you can before the quarter actually, or your semester starts, is to get this stuff organized. The next thing that I do is I go through each of my books and I find all the chapters that are going to be covered in the first exam. And I do a little something like this. This is my mental health book. We are starting this second quarter. And as you can see here, I have tabbed off all of the chapters that we're going to be covering for the first quarter. Or not first quarter, but for the first exam, which is all in the syllabus. It's all there for you. And so I go through and I tab all of that off. We have 15 chapters that we're covering in the first exam. So I've gone through, sectioned off all of those through each chapter, and you want to look at the chapter objectives. So every book, you should have learning objectives. Guys, use the learning objectives. Use the learning objectives in your book, and then if you have one on your syllabus, follow that as well. Then just kind of take your time to make sure that you can answer all of those objectives. If you can do that, you're going to be fine, right? Like, really. Nursing school is difficult, but it doesn't have to be. Those are my little tips for initial organization when you're getting started. That's the other thing that I had a hard time figuring out. It was really difficult for me, was trying to figure out how to do my notes. So I didn't know if it was going to be better, and you don't know, and this really depends per teacher. So I didn't know if it was going to be better for me to just record my lectures. I didn't know if it was going to be better for me to try to take notes while I was sitting in class listening to the professors. I didn't know if it was going to be easier for me to just have my PowerPoints printed out and try to follow along with that and maybe take notes on the side of my PowerPoint. I didn't know if I'd rather use my iPad to take notes. So that was part of the learning curve that I had to try to figure out. So for me, it's really important for me to read before I go to class. Now, that may not be your thing, but I'm telling you, it is a game changer. Read the chapter before you go to class. Do not walk into class and not know what you guys are going to be talking about. It just puts you behind. So you're sitting there trying to figure it out and learn at the same time, and nobody's got time for that. Even if you do not read through the whole chapter, read through those objectives right quick, figure out what you really don't know, and focus on that. There are times where you will not sleep. There are times that you will cry. There are times that you will cry and sleep. There are times when you will wish you would have eaten. Let me tell you, this is hands down the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life. And I think what makes it most difficult is, one, having to work full time and go to school. Two, it's having to work full time overnight and go to school. Because guys, I literally would sleep in my car after getting off and take a nap and then drive to school and be at school all day. And then come home and have to still have something left in me to be a mom and take care of the kids and hope someone ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that day. It's not easy, but it's not gonna last forever. Try to find a place to study and make it your place. So I had a really hard time because my kids are all over the place, and I have he's now 2, but he was 1 at the time. And oh man, so it's really hard because you're trying to keep him distracted. And so I was like, okay, so should I be downstairs and study with him while he's playing? And so I ended up just lugging books all over the place. So one of my goals for this semester or this quarter is to be back up in my office and make that my central study place. If you guys have made it this far and you still want to go to nursing school as a mom, yay. Keep going, keep listening. All right. The last couple things I have is quiet time. This, guys, is something that can be 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours. You have to have time every single day that is for you and only for you. This is number one important tip that I can give you. I don't know how much I can stress this. And I know you're like, well, I don't have time. Like, I just don't. What do you mean have time for myself? Are you serious? Like, do you really know what my life is like? If you do not make time for yourself, you will not be successful in this. You just won't. And that's pretty much life in general, especially as a mom. But if you're going to go to school full time and work full time and be a full-time mom and be a full-time spouse, if you do not make time for yourself every single day, you will lose yourself. If you lose yourself, you have nothing to give to anyone else. You don't have anything to give to your children, to your partner, to your patients. There's nothing, right? And so you can find time. I'm telling you guys, you can do it. My time, often because I worked like a maniac, was my drive to work. I have about a 45 to an hour commute to work. That is my time. That is my time to just be quiet, just with me and my thoughts. That is my time to sing. That is my time to pray. That is my time to talk to myself and kind of sort through a lot of things that might be going on. Or I'll pop on a show. This may not be recommendable or whatever. Be careful. But just to have a show playing while I'm driving. Listen to it, try not to watch. Put a book on Audible. Guys, you got to do this. You have to do this. If that's not like a thing for you to have self-care time on the way to work, a lot of times I just didn't get a lot of sleep because the study time at night, even though I was studying, it was still just kind of me time. So no one was, mommy, I need this. Hey, can you do this? Hey, the kids didn't do this. It was just me and it was quiet. Find that time. Make sure your kids are on a schedule. You do not want them hanging out all night, not having a bedtime. I know it happens a lot of time on the weekends at my house, but even the weekends now we have time set. So on the weekends, 12 o'clock, and there are exceptions, but we cut it off. And during the week, 8:30, cut off. And I am still working on my little toddler. He's still sleeping. He's still asleep. So schedule yourself. So your initial schedule is very important, guys. Your work schedule, your kids' schedule. Make sure you have a team in place. Whoever that team may be, it may be you and one other person. Make sure you guys have a plan. Be okay with modifying that plan. Find a place to study. Make sure that is the place that you can study on a regular basis. The door can be shut. You can close yourself off from someone. Make sure you have childcare arranged if you need it. Try to get those organizational things done before your quarter starts. I did these things and I pretty much made A's all throughout this quarter. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go. This video is already a whole lot longer than it needed to be, I think. But I just really wanted to make sure that I got some of these things out there to you guys. I know that I was looking for tips and I was looking for just things to do, and is it even possible to go to nursing school as a mom and work full time? It is possible, but if you do not have to do it, don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Just don't. So I'm still in the process of looking at different scholarships. My school doesn't offer a lot outside of just regular financial aid because it is a private school and they're newer to my state. So it is what it is. Oh, your calendar. This is by Erin Condren. This is not sponsored, but I got the Erin Condren academic planner for this quarter. Last quarter, I used the Big Happy Planner. I've always used the Big Happy Planner. I really, really love this planner. There's stuff everywhere. As you can see, love, love, love this planner because I have to see, for the most part, this is what I use. I use this part. So, like, it breaks it down by week. And I use that, but I'm just a really big visual person. And so this is pretty much what I used and I lived by, and if I didn't have it, I couldn't function. But I'm trying this planner out this time. I'll let you guys know how I like this after this quarter. Don't know. So it looks, this is how it looks on the inside. But again, it's smaller than the Big Happy Planner. It's not as big. So this is what it looks like. But you also have this section in here where it breaks it down by week and breaks it down by day. You just have a little area in here for like your class schedule. But that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you are like warriors. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try my best to answer them. Guys, good luck. Stay strong. You can do this. We can do this. We will be nurses very, very soon. Thank you for watching. See you in my next vlog.